Hey everybody, another podcast for you. This time we're doing the review of Venom and Carnage in the beta that was recently put out to a select few summoners. I wasn't in the beta, but Cam was, so luckily we were able to get some first-hand experience. We're not just going to be talking about Venom and Carnage. There's also a lot of features of the beta that Kabam did that we think that went really well. They made some really good decisions, and we just wanted to give them some positive feedback in that regard and kind of discuss all of the benefits of the new way that the beta is working. On top of that, just remember that you can find this podcast on iTunes. If you wanted to be experiencing it on iTunes, all you got to do is just go and search Idelest MCOC. I think if we get enough reviews, eventually key terms like Marvel Contest of Champions will work, but for now you kind of just have to search my username. Apart from that, hope you guys enjoy the podcast and have a great day. Yeah, we're good to go. We can start talking about beta.
All right, sweet. Okay. So, are you in the beta?
I'm not. I'm not in
You're
any
not
beta.
in the beta.
I'm not in the
You're not
content
in
creator
any
program. I feel like a neglected puppy dog.
I don't know why they keep putting me in the beta, because I'm a loose cannon, and I usually just share everything they share and say everything they say that you shouldn't share. And, I'm not sure why I'm in there. I don't even provide good feedback.
Yeah.
But I'm going to provide some good feedback this round, let me tell you. So I'm going to send you...
Do they give you a method for providing feedback privately?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do. They have a separate forum where you can discuss the changes, and you can actually submit a form where you can basically be like, I like this, I don't like this. And
right. Okay.
yeah. It's good stuff. It's fun times.
Which one, first or second? Oh, I see.
Let's go Venom first. Venom first. So in this beta, the big news, everybody's talking about it. Venom and Carnage, they're getting buffed, and these are the spotlights for them. They're getting some stat buffs, some ability buffs, and some prestige buffs. In case of Venom, I believe so. So if you have a sick 200 Venom, you're gonna have a 9,742 prestige on that bad boy at
oh man, high rolling.
565. Yeah, big time. I think they did a similar things with Luke Cage and Red Hulk.
They didn't quite make it viable though, for a prestige champion.
No.
I think. Do you think the prestige is calculated, not decided?
It's decided for sure.
You think so?
They calculate this? Yeah.
They could run simulations.
On maybe
they could pit two champions against each other, and with different levels of AI. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea, but there's just some weird things about prestige that make it feel
simulations, it's gonna be based on cutoffs and amount people spend on FGMCs and predicted amount they're gonna spend on FGMCs and the type of champ they are and how
there's
good
just
they're
some
gonna
weird
be.
things about prestige. Like I think maybe it's a combination. Just because champions like Thor Ragnarok are suspiciously good in auto fight.
Yeah.
Because of the hit counter and everything, and Phoenix Sentry has the combo shield and indestructible. I don't know. It's just there's something. I don't know.
I'm not sure if it has to do with combat. I think it prestige is a monetary factor, right? Because it's linked. It's definitely the determinant of. It's linked to the. That's a theory right there. That's a theory and a half. We can test that later in the podcast.
Not AI, but it's linked to the PI, right? So you change your masteries, and all of a sudden your quote unquote prestige changes. Not your actual prestige, but there's just something weird because some masteries work for some champions better than others.
Yeah,
who's deciding
Mordo. This? Mordo is very interesting because his prestige is not super high. But he gets inflated by suicides a lot.
Yeah.
At the same time,
who's deciding that? You think someone's back there saying, "Okay, well, when they put the suicides masteries on, Mordo's getting a boost." There's got to be some.
It has something to do with their abilities that they gain fury, right?
Yeah.
so that maybe it just scales them more or not. I don't know. Who knows?
I think we're
It's
both
it's a weird
grasping.
thing. All right,
Yeah.
back to the topic.
Yeah.
Venom is
Oh wait,
getting a buff.
I thought we were talking about Prestige. Okay. Okay, sorry. That's a good idea for a topic one day. Wait, Venom's getting a
Yeah.
buff? Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah, big time.
Great. Okay.
He is. So basically, I'm not gonna read through all of this because that's boring. He's getting, I believe, a little bit of a buff to his normal like symbiote buffs. So I think the cap on those is increasing from 5 to 7, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? So so yeah, the genetic memory buffs, those are individually getting buffed, and also their cap is increasing, and also he has a way of resetting them. All right. So, and he's also getting some sort of a passive buff. So against Spider-Man champions, there he prevents all auto evades,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool. Which is pretty cool. Against tech champions, he's power burn and power drain immune, which is really interesting. Which, in an Alliance War matchup, if you put a Venom on, I don't know, a node that requires power drain, and you go in there with like an OG vision, and you're gonna be screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And against heroes, he is getting ability accuracy increase, which
Love it.
is not that big of a deal.
That's flat though, right?
It's just
As in
it's a flat percentage. Yeah.
which puts him to 95. Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool. And he's also getting like a slight attack increase versus heroes, which is fine. Heavy attacks randomize the last buff that he activates. It doesn't allow him to randomize every buff, so you can't randomize every buff to your liking. It's just the last buff. And crit hits still bleed. I think they increase the chance for that. It's a good bleed because it's a short one, so 4.5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good one right there. He gains True Strike and unblockable specials below 18%.
Hello,
just
Iron Man.
I'm not. We can talk about the stuff he counters.
18%. If he launches a special too, that is just boom. I mean, he can. That's right when the auto block phase comes into play.
Yeah. And it's True Strike, so he is ignoring all of that armor. But at the same time, Venom's DPS is quite reliant on bleeds, and Iron Man has a lot of armors that make him go bleed immune, and it's so weird because if you have a bleed on him, and you just keep hitting him, and he activates an armor up, he just removes that bleed. He's just like he doesn't care, and
he does not care.
He does not care, not one bit. His armor break on the heavy, he has armor break on the heavy, and it doesn't stack. And it's a pretty weak one. It's like a 600 one, not a 6,000 one.
Same as Phoenix.
Yeah.
But the heavy attack being able to randomize a buff is great because it's the first time where he's finally able to control a little bit of which buffs he gets. So if you don't like a buff, you have, 6 seconds? 9 seconds to make sure you get a good one before it gets locked in as the sequence continues.
When we move forward, you will know that I don't think it matters what buffs he has active, like the sequence of buffs he has active, because you want to be going SP1, then SP2 rotation with him, and then repeat that for maximum damage, I feel. So SP1 is basically just a slight regen, a chance to regen. It makes him a decent Medusa counter. It puts some distance in there, and he can nullify a Fury and regen off of it, right? It's a slight chance to nullify a Fury. It's like a 55%
each hit.
per hit. So it's 3 hits, right? So he can nullify it, and he can put some distance. So if the special ends up auto blocked, you have some distance to back up and not get hit.
Is his special punishable? I know it's punishable if you evade it, but if you hit into the block, are they able to get to you?
No.
That's good.
No. I don't think so. You can block and you can evade. I think that has been my personal experience with this. He does put some distance in there, and SP2 is quite interesting because it basically converts all of those buffs to Fury to attack for 12 seconds. Right? It's a decent amount of Fury if you have like 7 buffs. It's decent amount of attack increase for him. And his base attack is not low. Let me tell you, his base attack is right around the above average section. It's like around 1800.
Is this 260? Is this 267 number for 550 or 565?
For 550, 550.
Okay.
It's for a 550 with a base attack 1216.
Okay, so basically, what is that? 20% of your attack for each buff? Base attack?
Yeah, almost. Okay. So
great.
you get like a 3x damage on the SP2, and the SP2 hits pretty hard, and
it's one of the most satisfying specials period to throw in the game. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, I love throwing Venom special too. It's so good. Jumps across the map.
And just one more note about the SP1. It only works with buffs, not passive. So another point against him versus Iron Man Infinity War. I really don't think he's gonna be a great Iron Man Infinity War counter because he's gonna time out.
Oh, okay. Well, they didn't want to make him meta. I think he'll I don't know. For people who 565 their Venom, he'll probably be fine. He won't be the
Those
best
people
option.
have some balls, yeah.
He won't be the best option, but it seems like he'll have at least some of the damage to maybe mini bosses, maybe not the boss. I don't know.
Maybe not some of the fights that have regen on them. It gets hairy there.
Although somebody sent me a Wolverine fight.
Yeah, with the spare, right?
Yeah, with the bleed immunity though on Iron Man. God, that guy's annoying.
Yep.
That's why we have Corvus.
If only those heavies on the armor breaks on the heavies, those stacked. That could have been nice.
Yeah, I wish they reworked his heavy animation too.
Yeah, his heavy animation doesn't actually reach that far. Who would have known? It has a lot less reach than Phoenix's.
Oh yeah, well Phoenix has one of the longer reaches.
Yeah. And so SP2 gets Fury. SP3 gets just like 5% damage increase per buff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how big of a deal this is gonna be. Also, SP2 once you use that and you consume all of your buffs, you lose all of the buffs, so you have to build them again. So then you have to go back to using SP1 and then SP2 again. So that's just the rotation there.
The SP3, but they have a developer note that says it includes local and global nodes. So I think what they mean is if you get L3'd by the boss, or something like that. In war as a defender. Maybe this is just I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking there, but
like an adaptive node or something, maybe a node that we haven't seen yet. Who knows?
We'll see.
So I think SP3 is fine.
We're not incentivized by almost any champion to throw the special 3, so it's no big deal.
Yeah. His signature basically makes his initial ramp up more efficient. Like quicker. He starts with 3 buffs instead of. He can start with 3 buffs. If you have him at low sig, he's more likely to start with 2 buffs. So it's fine. It's a good thing. He's more of a burst damage champion.
Okay. Look, so it goes up to 100%. So it's guaranteed the second buff with a chance up to 100 for the third. 3 buffs is good. What's it a max of? 7. So you're halfway, a little less than halfway to your max potential, and then the memory buffs also gain 18% potency.
That could have gone higher. For sure. 18%. Yeah.
Is that?
And they also included some weakness to burn, to incineration.
Where's that?
Which is interesting. Genetic memory. If Venom becomes incinerated, the mutation buff is nullified, which is very thematic.
Hello, Vulture. Isn't that weird? That is a weird
Hmm.
ability there. Whatever, I think that's fine.
I
I
mean,
think Incinerate is underappreciated.
he is weak to fire in the comics, so
Yes,
it's very
I
thematic.
like as long as they do it consistently. When they add in the real weaknesses
Yeah,
to the champions, it just gives them a little bit more depth. It's cool.
yep, yep. Uh, and he is getting two new synergies, I think, if I'm not missing something. He's getting a unique synergy with Venom. He's getting plus one max genetic memory buff, so he's going up to 8. And then
Oh,
Vulture,
that's with Vulture and Green Goblin.
yes sir, yep.
Yeah.
Vulture is getting a lot of armor versus special attacks. While his armor up is active, his armor up is active all the time, unless if you break it or you nullify it. Uh, Green Goblin 1% attack per cunning and madness. That's nothing.
Is
Good
2,000
job.
armor a lot? Will he be able to block specials much easier now? I can't tell how much armor that is.
That's a lot of armor. That's a big chunk of armor.
Yeah, maybe it'll be good for. I don't know. I'm just trying to think. What's the
For
use of that?
something.
Yeah.
Good for something. Let me tell you. But who
Yeah.
knows?
And
He's getting a synergy with himself. All symbiote characters gain 4% attack and
yeah,
health.
I like that. It's cute.
And yeah. I think the synergy with Goldpool with himself is very very widely used in Alliance Wars for like boss killers.
How much attack
Who
is it? Or
I
what is
think
it
that's
again?
like a 20% increase in special damage.
Oh, okay. Great. Yeah.
I think so. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna check. I don't care. But yeah, I think that's a big chunk of special damage because I see him a lot just in teams just sprinkled around, just teams who are designed for boss killing, like a Morningstar Magic Goldpool team,
Hmm.
which is
Yeah.
which is interesting.
That's cool.
And the rest of the synergies are the same, and they also recommend some masteries and strong matchups and deep, bad matchups.
I thought
It's
they were more on point with those recommendations this time than normal. I was reading through them. They're usually
uh,
very very. Sometimes they're just flat out wrong. Like their good
yeah.
matchups are just like, nope, that's not true. Uh, I can't remember.
Sentry versus Dormammu.
Yeah,
Sentry versus Magic. Oh my god.
it's a hard.
Oh,
It's not a fun fight.
Jesus Christ, Caban.
He can do
Okay,
Dormammu,
so
but yeah, I will pan over to Carnage. Is that where we want to go,
I will
or
pan over to Carnage
or
for
do we want
sure.
to go through what you think of Venom first, and then
Let's go over both of them, and then we talk about how I feel about them
okay?
and how I've been feeling about them, playing around with them, and having had my hands on a 565 Venom,
Oh
which
yeah.
is pretty nuts. Okay, so Carnage, what is he getting? He's getting a buff to his stats, to his I'm not sure if he's getting actually a buff to his base stats. I don't think he is.
It says
His attack is
his health went up. It looks like.
did it. Okay.
Are
His
you looking
attack
at
is
the
still pretty
post you
low.
sent me? There's like some arrows. So it went from 26
26 to
800 to
28, yeah.
28. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And his attack got
Gotcha.
like 100 boost
Slight
or
buff, yeah.
90. Yeah. Eh, it's not nothing.
And he also apparently got a prestige bump, which is fine. It doesn't put him at Corvus level, but it does put him at 10,220. So, so this dude is getting a stat buff with his normal Carnage buffs that you get from activating your specials. He is getting the whole mutation stuff are the same. He's getting an increased chance in application of his bleed on opponents who are already bleeding. He's also getting this thing that he's supposed to refresh bleeds
That's a
with
big
every
deal
instant.
for trying
But
to
I
keep
don't
them
think
up.
it's working in the beta, and I'm not sure if when it's not working in the beta, I don't think it's actually going to go through. with the final version, because I think the version in the beta is the latest version, and I think if he had the extra refresh on every bleed that is currently active with every application of a bleed,
Well, it's
that would have
20%
been nuts.
chance, isn't it? Where am I reading? Where did I read that? It's so 1 out of every 5 bleeds will refresh all the bleeds.
Is it?
Where did I read that? It's not in front of me with my eyes here, but I did read through these spotlights before, and that's what I read. I have it very clear.
20% chance. Yep, you're right. Damn it.
Where am I?
Okay,
Where'd you
maybe
find
it is
though?
working. I just Control F, then it's right below. It's right under new ability, Ravager passive.
Yes, there it is.
If one of his bleeds fail to apply, he has 100% chance to apply armor break.
I think I saw it working when someone took on Wolverine. Maybe there was a lot of bleeds. They had it up to like 10 or something. So
okay, so then it is working. Okay,
it's a good ability. I love it.
It is,
and I like the randomness of it too, because it's just like the whole theme of Carnage is sort of get
crazy,
in there and go crazy and bleed them out and play aggressive and power to gain, and it's just fun that every once in a while you're just gonna refresh all the bleeds. This is cool.
So the armor break gives him the same abilities that the bleed does. It also refreshes, I think, with every crit.
So with the armor break, you can basically interchange it for bleed, right? So they're just giving him something versus bleed immunes.
Versus bleed immunes and champions who prevent you from applying your bleed, like where I am at.
Right? Are you sure? Sometimes, like Electra, for example, won't
No,
armor break.
I'm 100% sure of this.
Okay, you tested that one. Well, they need to come back and fix some of the other ones there. Like Electra needs, she needs to get fixed. Anyway.
Okay, and more developer notes, more stuff.
We're
he gains 50% more power from attacking.
50% more power from attacking a bleeding opponent? Or no?
Not bleeding, just anything. 50% more power from hitting opponents. And this is reduced by 25% per buff, per mutation buff he has active. So from 50, it goes to like 37 point something. And then it goes down to 25, and then it goes down to like 13, and then it goes down to 0. So you basically want to spam a lot of specials with this guy. Spam a lot of SP1s and SP2s. His SP1 has an increased crit chance now. It had it before, but they increased it even more. His SP2 has increased crit damage, which is less good, but still depends on how you build him in the fight.
Well, the increases on these were not much. I mean, they were just a few points.
I think
it was 998 and now it's 1076. I mean,
yes, yeah.
And then the crit damage. But I think what their idea is, it says the developer note. I'm not going to read it, but what it was basically saying is use the special one to get the bleeds and the buffs, because you need to throw a special to mutate, and then use the special 2 when you already have a high precision, high crit rate, and then your crit damage is buffed. So that's pretty cool.
Yep. Which goes back to that whole min-maxing thing. The more of something you have, the less of it is.
Right.
So you wanna keep in mind, his furies are not subject to diminishing returns. His crit rate and crit damage are. So if you have a lot of crit rate buff, like if you have a crit rate buff built, you don't want another one. Mm-hmm. And if you have a crit damage buff, you don't want another one. If you have a crit rate buff, you wanna spam SP2. If you have a crit damage buff, you want to spam SP1.
Let me ask though, because critical damage rate, his buff is 1600, and the crit damage rating you get from special 2 is also about 1500. But Corvus, each mission gives him 3000, and that's noticeable. I mean, you really notice the difference, even between the first and second mission. So going from 3 to 6 is I mean, you notice it.
So what you're telling me is this dude is worth like a DPS analysis.
Oh
Am
my
I hearing
God,
you right?
definitely. And I think you might
Oh.
want to try 3 or 4 crit damage buffs just to see, and then
Just
spamming
to
the
see
special
how it
one.
is. Yeah.
You know, because
I
the
mean, you
one's where
don't
you get
even
the
have to
bleeds.
try it. There's calculators for a lot of that.
There's calculators.
So,
Okay, cool.
uh, and the signature ability, this dude's sig is pretty sweet. Let me
Wait, wait,
tell
wait.
you.
We went over the special 3.
The bleed it just got more intense and it lasts
Lasts
longer.
longer.
So
It's
it's
good though.
yeah,
People, you use it. You can use it pretty effectively now. It went from 20 to 30 seconds, and
yeah.
30 seems to be the minimum something can last for you to keep it
To
refreshed if you want
SP3,
to.
yeah. I feel 30 is with his current power gain, even 20 is easy to refresh.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good though. It
Hmm.
makes it the ease of use is going to be a little better.
His current power gain is nuts.
Is
So
it
his
like
sig,
Blade?
it's better than Blade.
Uh, but it works the same way, right? Signature ability.
Kind
The
of. Yeah, you
sight and
want to stay
smell of
close.
blood triggers Carnage. No, wait, it triggers his bloodlust,
Yeah.
granting
Uh, power
power
gain
gain
buff.
buff. Okay.
Yep. And I don't think it's even a buff. I think it looks like a passive to me.
Okay.
So if they have a bleed or armor break, he gets 1.7% bar power per second based on how close he is to the bleed of the opponent, right? And pairing this with a 50% increase in basic power gain, it's bananas.
He's
Uh,
every 5-hit combo is he throwing a special?
yes. Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Carnage is great. He's animated really nicely.
He is.
Yeah,
He's animated
it's cool.
very well for sure.
Fun to throw those
I don't think
specials.
they touched his synergies at all.
No, they say these are unchanged. His
Hmm.
synergies are not great, but the one he has with Venom is good for both.
Yeah, for the extra buff,
Ooh,
right?
hold on. Take me back to Venom. He gained an additional one with somebody else, right? Was it with?
With Vulture
Okay, it
and
wasn't with
Green
Carnage
Goblin.
though, right?
No.
Okay, you
That
can't
would have
just.
been
Yeah,
nice, right? That would
yeah,
have
it
been
would
nice.
be. So Venom and Carnage, and you can get a lot of buffs with Venom. What if you? What if you just did Venom, Vulture, and then 3 Carnages? Would that be good? Would that be like
I'm not
11
sure if this
buffs?
is actually a unique synergy.
No,
Who
it's not
knows?
because I remember when Carnage first came out, we were all testing this, and you could get a lot more
So you
buffs.
want to have three Carnages, one Venom, and a Vulture. That
And
would boost the Venom the most, and I think you can go the other way around as well. You can have one Carnage and
4
like
Venoms.
4 Venoms. Yeah.
Oh God, I'm smelling Labyrinth of Legends in the future.
I am as well. I
Yeah.
think he's going to be a decent option in there. But going back to how I feel about these, this is based on my testings. I have tested them. I have tested Carnage at 550, 330, and rank 1 3-star, depending on the opponent I was facing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tested Venom at 125, 455, and 565.
Mm-hmm.
I feel um, I feel they're both usable, but I don't think they're very useful. That's
No,
my
low utility is what you're saying.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, like low utility, and there's always the argument of look at that other champ and look at that other champ that is not restricted by bleeds, or
Mm-hmm.
look at that other champ who has higher base health or higher base stats and is less likely to die.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I have it's okay. One gripe I have about the beta, it's very difficult to find duel matches. You
It's
can't look people up.
Oh, there's nobody else at the server, huh? It's just you guys.
There is a lot of people in the server, but you can't type the name of somebody and look them up,
Oh, that's
even if
strange.
they are in the server, which is super weird. So I've actually added this dude who used to have an Iron Man Infinity War as their profile at 565 to my friend list in the beta, but then they ranked their Carnage. Son of a B-Manny. So that took over the profile, and we lost our Iron Man Infinity War dual target.
Oh.
So I have spotted an Iron Man Infinity War in the beta global chat in the wilds, and you have until that dude disappears from the chat to duel him, and you can't duel him anymore.
Oh.
So it's kind of rough to get an accurate idea. But here's my assessment of these two. Venom is going to be a decent AQ champ. I think he has some regen. He has no immunities. He has high base HP, and he's easy to play. He's not a complicated, his movements are easy. He has a long reach on his basic attacks. I think he's going to be a decent AQ champ for sure. And in AQ, you know who you're going up against. You know what matchup you're going up against. So you know if it's a bleeding minion. You know it's not a bleeding minion. And he is going to rely maybe 25 to 30% on his bleeds for his max DPS. I'm not sure of these numbers, but I can do some calculations later on. But I think he's usable. He's usable for sure. I don't think we will see him in Alliance Wars offense, in competitive Alliance Wars offense forever, probably. He's not going to be gaining value back as a defender. And
even for diversity?
Even for diversity for sure. He's just too easy to fight. Maybe if they gave him like increased power gain, like a native cornered.
He's certainly more difficult than the 345 nebulas I'm facing occasionally.
Oh wow!
You know,
you lucky bastard.
I just think. Okay, well, I see where you're going with this, but I'm getting to usable is enough for most people. I think.
Yes,
great.
I agree. Yeah.
He won't be meta for Alliance War attack or defense. Okay, fair enough. I can see that. But Alliance
at the
Quest,
same
great.
time, I look at the previous buff that was to Luke Cage and Red Hulk, and I think both of those buffs brought those champions to be the best at something. So, for example, in Red Hulk's case, he was and still is the highest DPS Incinerate Immune champion, right?
Yeah.
There is no competition there. He maybe, even in certain fights where you can't spam heavies, he may be the highest DPS Poison Immune. Maybe before Omega Red came along.
Hyperion, huh?
If you can't spam heavies, that's
yeah. So there's Luke Cage and Red Hulk got buffs that were more. They dealt in like absolutes, right? So Luke Cage goes indestructible. That's for everything, all damage, and they made it happen basically 100 times more often than it would. You know, it only happened once before. Now it happens every 30 seconds. And they gave Red Hulk an immunity, a whole immunity. I mean, that's those aren't number buffs. Carnage and Venom, I think, more got number buffs, which is fine. It's
Venom,
strategy.
I feel Venom got more of a number buff and an ability buff. Like I feel the evade reduction versus Spider-Verse characters is nice.
Great, yeah.
But at the same time, who's dying to OG Spidey anymore?
Well,
I mean, maybe
it will help versus,
my scrub ass.
I think a lot of people place a Stark Spidey, maybe even a 565 Stark Spidey.
Yeah, yeah,
That's kind
yeah.
of nice to. People die to that guy in Alliance War.
But when you place him, you're placing him on node 44, or you're placing him on a bleed node or a buffet node.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to be able to take any of that because he's not bleed immune. He's very buff reliant. He applies bleeds not on demand, so you can't face a Stark Spidey on a corner node. Maybe on like a mini boss or something where you can see you're facing a Stark Spidey. Maybe there.
Yeah.
But even then, there's going to be always Corvus.
Yeah.
And that just...
Corvus is always looming large. He's the ultimate counter to an Iron Man.
To a lot of things.
Yeah. He just destroys
and
Iron
his
Man.
his unblockable specials on the True Strike at the last 18%. That's very nice. That's very cool. But at the same time, I can guarantee you this dude is gonna time out versus Iron Man Infinity War, because for the rest of the fight he doesn't have True Strike and he cannot apply bleeds. So what I'm saying here is that I am happy to see these champs improved on, but I don't think they went far enough. And this is just judging. I'm not a fan of either champion in the comics, so I don't really care at all if Carnage is a beast in the comics. Why does he suck in the game? I don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both really lazy writing and just bad storytelling. Email me, write at me. But at the same time, it would be more promising to me to see these champs regain a spot in the meta, not just become usable again. I'm not whining here. I'm just saying that
I would have liked a bleed
this,
resistance or something. I like that ability.
I would have loved an immunity. I would have loved passive bleeds on them. On both of them.
Passive bleeds?
Yes, passive bleeds.
That's
It's
cool.
not even a new ability. I think it's on Gold Pool. So passive
really?
bleeds.
Gold
Why
Pool
not?
has passive bleeds?
Yeah, I think so. On one of the synergies.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah.
So why not? Why not give them passive bleeds? It would solve a lot of problems. It would make them very meta. It would make them super meta.
Remind me to talk to you about the unblockable stuff after this. There's something fishy going on. I don't want to get into it here.
All right.
I was gonna forget.
Okay, so that being said, I did my complaining.
Yeah.
And now let's talk about this magnificent thing that is the beta. Oh my god.
So the beta's pretty cool because people get to rank up champions for free.
It's basically a sandbox.
I think Venom and Carnage got tested as much as all the other champions. Like tons of people were ranking up all these interesting champions and posting them in line chats. We got Kamala Khans, we got She-Hulks, we got Groots. It was a good time.
Vulture, so good. Okay, so
talk some of your favorites because I thought Bishop was awesome.
Yes. I took advantage of this and I ranked up my. So I initially ranked up my Venom to 565. Tested him at 565, then ranked him down, and from there, I took up and took down a bunch of different champs. So some of my favorites. So I took up Omega Red because I want to test him. I actually want to see how he is at 565 to see how viable he is, to see how he does in Act 5. And spoiler alert, he does great. He may be my next 565 on my main actual account. So I took him up, and I took up Bishop to 565. And I tested him, and I took up Nebula to 565, which may be my favorite of the bunch.
Yeah, that was a cool
She is
GIF you sent.
super fun. She's super fun. I think we can share some of the stuff. I think I'm going to actually share them on my Twitter, and then we can send attach the
Well,
link here.
since you got the beta, I want to explain what I saw because
Okay, yeah, you do it.
Cam
Go
sent me
ahead.
a couple basically just GIFs, real short little clips,
Yeah.
and Bishop did 250,000 damage in one special 2.
Yeah,
It was
he did.
half of Winter Soldier's life in one special, and Nebula one-shot Wolverine with 30 shocks. Is it 30? No, it's 40.
20. No, 40.
Yeah, he
40
did
after
20, and
the
then he
refresher.
doubled up with the special 2. He did the combo there. One-shot Wolverine with one special 2. I mean, it was just so awesome. The special 2 from Bishop was what was it, 75,000 each hit?
79, 79, 79,
79,
and then the initial hit
79,
was 23.
and you got kind of lucky. Bishop doesn't have an amazing crit rate. Those all crit, and okay, you're never gonna see that. But let's just say you could probably reliably get 100,000 special 2s out of Bishop. I think no, not 100,000, 75,000 special 2s.
75k, yeah.
One crit.
Well, maybe one of them
usually,
crits, yeah.
Usually crits.
Man,
it was crazy. It was crazy. Thinking of that, I don't know. I mean, how you've got him and Omega Red in your sights. Just between the two of them, I'm really liking Bishop.
I'm liking Bishop as well, but at the same time, I can't deny Omega Red's regen, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And his DPS is not a burst kind of situation, but his damage is very good. His damage, with suicides, that dude at 565. Well, this is just a barometer for it, but he did take down Realm Legends Winter Soldier in 72 hits. So I think that is quite good for his multi-hit specials and all of those given.
For having regen, too, that's crazy.
Yeah, having regen and having double immunity, it's just nuts.
Well, I'll make the argument that bleed resistance is even better than bleed immunity right now.
Yeah,
anyway.
because you heal from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now. I mean, they'll probably eventually put something in where that could change eventually, but yeah, it's just crazy. Like a heal block, basically. A heal block node kind of shuts that down. But
no, it doesn't. You still don't take any damage from it.
Oh yeah, you're not taking much damage, but you're not healing.
No, any damage. You are not taking any damage with Coagulate.
Oh, have you tested so far whether negative bleed resistance heals despite a heal block?
Not despite a heal block. If a heal block is there, you're not healing.
Okay.
But I think I have tested him versus
without
a Morningstar. A Morningstar. You can't test Coagulate without willpower, but he was healing more than he was supposed to.
Oh god. Yeah, we went over this when we talked about Omega Red. Yeah. We theorized on it, but it looks like that's the case.
He's so good. So cool. I think, given all of those, and given how much harder AQ is right now, I think he's gonna save me a lot of items there, and he has high prestige. I already gave him all my 6 stones, so that's already fancy. The decision's made. So I think that he is my choice.
Yeah, okay.
But this whole concept of a sandbox is so good. So I remember Joe Line back in the day. He was talking about people were saying rank down tickets are bad for the game, and I agree. Rank down tickets are awful for the game if they're on your main account. But if they're on a test server, give me these rank down tickets and give me all unlimited gold and unlimited ISO and unlimited catalyst to just test everyone.
Yeah.
I would love to. Okay, this Nebula thing, it just occurred to me. I was like, I saw this 565 Nebula in Labyrinth of Legends. It was just against Juggernaut, and she was doing a ton of damage. So I went in there and I put on Suicides, and I put on Max Recoil, and I put on just a bunch of offensive masteries, and I put on big boy boost, because those doesn't affect my main stash, my main account stash. It's just Vegas.
Took her to Labyrinth, huh?
Stays there, yeah. Take her to Labyrinth, yeah. So I just put those on, and I went in against a Wolverine, and I was doing like 41k damage per tick, and
Oh,
oh my
wait, you
god.
mean Realm of Legends?
Yeah, but
Okay.
the whole Nebula idea,
No,
it
you said
sparked me
Labyrinth.
is
Did
yeah, it sparked with me back in the day. I saw a 565 Nebula versus Labyrinth Legends Juggernaut footage, and it was just really impressive. So that was just months ago, and then it occurred to me now, I was like, what if she can take out Wolverine just in one shot? And it was really impressive.
yeah, that's
And
crazy. It was insane.
uh,
You gotta you gotta put that clip on Reddit or
I love
something.
this.
It
I
was just
love
so
this
cool.
sandbox kind of thing. I
Yeah.
love this. Um, it's it's
Should it
such
be
a
completely free to test the champion?
yeah. Fuck yeah. Why are we?
I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just wondering what would be the drawback? Why is Kabam not doing this? What's the incentive for them to keep it locked?
I don't think there is one. I think they haven't had the maybe the technology or the foresight to
Mm.
uh, include this kind of a sandbox
It would
in
certainly
the past.
increase the amount of diversity in rank ups. People would be able to
Oh,
test whether or not they
diversity
like the
in rank
champion.
ups.
Yeah.
Oh, diversity in rank ups, and I mean, you won't regret ranking a champ because you already tested the champ without any
Yeah.
repercussions. It's really good. Uh, I feel I feel they should have it as a permanent thing in the game. There should be like a separate server. Every player can go there, and
There's no
based on the champs
war.
they have,
There's no AQ.
not champs they don't have, based on the champs they have, because you don't. I feel there is this idea that if you are able to play a champ you don't have indefinitely, you may not go for them or you may not spend for them. But no, based on champs you already have, you can rank them up, down, left, right, uh, and just test them out. Go
Yeah.
wild. Go with a 565 620 Nebula, which is never gonna happen in my main account. But
What if it
I'll
wasn't even another server? What if they just had a mode where you opened it up and you selected your champion from your roster, you selected their rank, their sig level, and the enemy, and
that would be so
then
cool.
you just
That
went
would be
in
so cool.
dojo style or something, like that'd be cool. That would be really nice. I think we'd get so many cool rank ups from people who just said, you know what, that's not as good as the blade I tested, but it's good enough. He's going up.
Yeah. I
you know?
saw this video the other day on Reddit of this dude who ranked 5 their crossbones, and it was just like it was
Yeah,
so
I saw
interesting
that
because
too.
I looked back in their post history, and it's the same dude, like one of the first dudes who ranked 5 Red Hulk after the buff. It was
Yeah.
just like this man, he must have some balls and he must have some imagination for sure. And
Crossbones did
so in
really well.
a few posts later, I was like, he was showing off Crossbones, the refresh thing with Taskmaster, the unique synergy with Taskmaster, and then like a week later, 565, dude in the Alliance Wars, he's kicking ass and taking names or something, and he's like soloing Medusa bosses with Crossbones, and I find that fascinating. It's amazing to see that, and a test mode, a sandbox, a thing that prevents you from wasting resources on valuable characters. It's it's a win-win for everyone. Please,
Hmm.
Kabang.
Yeah. Just
I would be way more likely to spend on a T4B or a T5B or a T1 Eagle if I know my brand new Omega Blue is really good, and I just tested him, and he has like the best regen, and he's poison resistant and bleed immune. Uh, I'm
yeah.
just saying that this is a win-win.
If it
I
was,
would
I was gonna try and make a case that we can just do this with 3 stars, easy enough.
no, you can't.
But
No,
yeah, the way that champions scale in this game is not super easy to just click in the head. You can't get your head around the numbers so
Yeah.
easily. You really need to see it, and so many different champions. You don't know how they're gonna do until you play them. So yeah, I agree. I think this would just be so cool if they did, but the likelihood is low. I think, especially does the beta server feel like, what is it? Is it just a copy paste?
It's basically just a snapshot of your profile, right?
Okay.
They take a snapshot and then they move it to the beta. And as soon as you enter beta, that's it. It's just two
Oh,
separate
so
roads.
if you got new
Your main account,
champions between the beta starting and ending, you wouldn't see them in the beta.
no, you
Okay.
would not see them in the beta. And if you open up crystals in the beta, you won't see them in your main.
It seems like a fair
It's
enough
all
way
separate.
to do it.
Yeah,
Easy.
yeah.
Well,
That being
maybe they'll
said,
do
I
it.
think they should do it, man. It will. I just gave them a pitch. I will spend more. I will be more likely to spend if I can test the champ. Hear me out, Kabam, please.
Yeah.
I'm
It
way
would
more
it would
excited.
put a lot of stop to the sort of like, is this champion good type of question as well.
Rank him up to 565. Just
Yeah.
go wild. Go.
Go try it.
Just give him everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to. Okay, and the only constraint in beta is gold. So I'm all out of gold, and I had to like sell champions to in the beta to actually get gold on ISO to
That's
rank
funny.
more champions. I didn't talk
funny.
about Iron Fist. Iron Fist is actually pretty sweet. He is pretty hard, and he's never getting ranked up, but I'm happy I did in beta. So yeah, uh, 640 6-star Iron Fist. Let's go.
How many
All
hits to
those
Winter
wasted
Soldier
arena
was it?
points.
About 100?
About 100, yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
bad. Iron Fist is also, his animations have been copied a lot, but I like them.
And
They're
his
simple.
the finishing blow was like a 22k last hit of SP2, which was really satisfying for sure.
Yeah, he's got some. I wish I think my favorite refresh video from Joe Line back in the day was the Iron Fist one. And
Yeah.
he suggested that all of the special attacks should be his heavy attack
The
animation.
heavy
And
animation.
I thought
Yep.
that was
Yep.
such a good idea because he has hands down the best heavy attack in the game, animation wise.
Yeah. It's like Bruce Lee.
Yeah, it's cool.
I missed Joe Line. He would have liked this beta.
He would have, but
Rip Joe Line.
maybe he wouldn't get chosen like me.
Damn it.
What are we
Damn it,
like?
Kevin.
This is our third or fourth beta now. Third, fourth,
Oh man,
third,
that sucks.
and I still haven't gotten chosen. Boo-hoo. Next time.
I think if you contact them, if you get a content creator to contact them, they can put an award for you. I'm just saying.
I can't. Yeah, it's funny because I've applied twice to the content creator program. No
reply, right?
response.
Yeah, it's awful.
I don't
I know.
care. It's what I really like the speculation we were able to do last time, and
I
I'm looking
think
forward to
that's
doing it
also
again.
more valuable.
Yeah.
More valuable than being constrained by like
Yeah.
NDAs and stuff. So
Yeah.
F 'em.
It's just something.
Anyways, Kabam, you should do testing
Please.
areas. Please, do it. I'm
Please
begging
give
you.
us a sandbox.
Yes. Yeah.
We will rank up all sorts of interesting, fun champions and test them. And oh my, can you imagine some of the things we would see, like a 565 Vulture? Oh, the special 2 on Vulture is so fun. Imagine the crit at 565. We would see 565 Gambits. Oh, Electras.
565 Punisher 2099.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
love that.
565.
565 Venom Pool.
A Venom Bull would be hilarious, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see a 565 Ronin in
Oh.
certain scenarios. I think that would be
Oh,
really
you just
cool.
got me going. Oh.
Yeah, and wouldn't even with the sandbox, you could theoretically give us a 565 Scarlet Witch. What's holding you back?
565 Hawkeye.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. But
What's
anyways,
to stop them
I
from
think
giving us a 6-star rank 5 in a sandbox? Just
Nothing.
sort of
Nothing.
wet your
Yeah.
whistle a little bit,
Yeah.
like they would be able to sell these champions before they even came out by saying, look at this power you can only get in the sandbox. Well, they're coming out pretty soon, you know. Ooh.
Yes, call it the sandbox. And it's a box full of sand and champions you can unlimitedly rank up and down.
Yeah.
I would love that. So yeah, I'm gonna share some of those videos, and
That'd be great.
I think I would love to see more of these. The Carnage and Venom buffs, very nice, good work, Caban. You made them usable. But this kind of beta, I think this is my biggest takeaway from this whole ordeal.
Because this wasn't possible last time, was it?
No.
Yeah. So
no rank down tickets, no nothing.
This is great. Hopefully we see more of it. And
yes,
I can imagine. I wonder how much effort it took for them to rework these two champs. There's still a good 40 champions probably that need some sort of touch or another. Maybe more than 40. I don't know. Just there's a lot. It'd be nice if we could get one of these every other month.
It'd be nice if we could. If it's at this level, it'd be nice if we could get them every month.
Well, I'm trying to be realistic here.
Wow.
What do we have every other month usually? Oh, the champion challenges, the MCU challenges.
We haven't had one of those in a while, have we?
Well, I think we're due this month, right? Wasn't it? Maybe not.
I hope so.
Maybe we missed one.
So.
I thought if it was the current pattern was followed, we were up in September. Maybe not.
I hope so. I would love it. I would love a challenge kind of thing because I want to use Omega in it. Yeah. All right, dude.
All right, let's call it for the Venom and Carnage in the beta.
Podcasting.
Oh,
we
so
casted
much.
2 pods. There was so much casting, so much podding.